Well then, here we go again.
So yeah, if you guys wonder why it looked like this, well, this one's gonna be a bit more longer and a bigger toy review. So yeah, this is gonna go by the smallest all the way to the biggest.
But first, let me explain to you some of these figures and stuff. Hammond Collection is the line from Mattel that does very posable dinosaur figures, just like they did for the Amber Collection line. Their line has been going on for like a couple of years now. I think like 3 or 4 years now, and they've been doing good to bad, but straight on the figure that you plan on getting and stuff. And for Blockies, Blockies is a line that does, well, like model kit type thing that are either easy or not that hard in a way. But and they go into Marvel and Jurassic World, Transformers. Heck, they even started doing Godzilla in a couple like months or so. We don't know when the date. Pokemon Select is a line from Hasbro. Either Hasbro or Mattel. I forgot what it was again. That does Pokemon figure that either posable or just something that is harder to get. They have been doing this line for like a couple of weeks. No, not weeks. Years, actually. The lines are not that great to get. Is you don't have the Pokemon that you want to get stuff.
Anyways, let's first start with the smallest.
The first figure.
So yeah, the first one we have here is Jeff from the Marvel game Marvel Rival, or Rival, whatever it was pronounced. So yeah, this figure here is actually pretty interesting, and this one is made by Blockies. So the detail on this guy is good, really good for a small Blockies figure. And for the posability, ball joint at the head, since it's a Blockies and stuff, a hinge joint in the middle. It may be difficult for it, so you mostly have to do it. Pop the head off and see this here. You move this. That help you with the hinge joint in the mouth. So yeah. And surprisingly, there's actually a movement at his collar. There. A bit ball joint on his front foot, hinge joint on this part, and a ball joint on here. It's pretty small, so it's kind of high. No waist joint. Same posability as like before. Ball joint on the tail and ball joint in the fin part. You can really get some good posability with this small guy. And when I mean small, I mean he's really small. Here he is next to the Movie Monster series Baragon. A Funko Pop Godzilla. I don't know which version it is, so leave in the comments below which version this Funko Pop was. I kind of forgot. Here he is next to a Battle Damage Mattel Mutadon. A Hammond Collection Tiger Raptor. And a Jazzware Shadow Mangle. Alright, let's go on to the accessories now for this little guy. He comes with alternate eye pieces for like, I don't know, maybe like a movement type way of eyes. Whatever it's meant for. A tongue sticking out. This little like weight piece for like if you want to put its fin on it. So you can make it look like it's swimming like a shark. A tongue sticking down, so make it look like he's like a doggy, which basically what the design is like a dog. And a water blast attack. So yeah, this figure is actually pretty good for a Blockies, as I said before. If you want to get this figure, you get them like almost anywhere, any websites, any like stores and stuff. Where better you can find them at. So yeah.
Now on to the second figure.
Up here is the Hammond Collection Hypersleepodon, or whatever you pronounce his name. So yeah, this figure is actually pretty okay for it, even though it looks like something different. So yeah, the posability on this guy. ball joint. I think it's a hinge joint. Hinge joints here. Hinge joint here. A hinge joint here. Hinge joint here. Sorry if you didn't see it, but that was a hinge joint. Hinge joint here. You can move forward and back. Up. Now right here with the hinge joint. All the same hinge joint for it to go. And a hinge joint here. A ball joint here with a bendy wire. So yeah, this figure's actually pretty good. Even though before with Jeff, I kind of actually different way. But let's go with the accessories with it, which surprisingly only has one accessory. So yeah, let's go to it. So the only accessory that it came with is a alternate mouthpiece to make a mouth open. Yeah, that's basically all it. So let's just get to the size comparison. Here he is with the Playmate Gorosaurus, a Bandai Movie Monster series, theater exclusive GMK Mothra, Accelerate, the Mega Bloks Eevee, and here he is with the Amber Collection Baby T-Rex. So yeah, should you get this figure? Well, if you want to and stuff. I've been hearing a lot of people how they're hating on the Hammer Collection figure nowadays since how they're different and stuff. For me, I really don't care of what they do for the Hammer Collection as long as we get the dinosaur that we want. You know, I'm surprised that they're starting doing like not just the movie dinosaur, but actually other type of dinosaurs. So yeah, like I said, if you want to get this figure, do as you please. Now, time for the third figure. What we have here is the Hammond Collection Mutadon. So, this figure, paint job is good. Like I get it for people like to piss off about because how it's like this gray. You know, in the movie it was a different shade of color, which I'm not gonna say. I don't want to make some sound like I'm offensive people and stuff, but you get the color. Yeah, possibility. Hinge joint in the mouth, ball joint, the head, hinge joint in the closed wing, hinge joint here, hinge joint here, hinge joint here, and a hinge joint here, ball joint here, and obviously bendy wire. Yeah, possibility for this guy. Pretty good for it. So, for the accessories for the Mutadon, well, you obviously know it came with closed wing, but it also came with spread open wings to make him look like he's flying. And that's basically it. Same joint right here. There's nothing new. And I forgot to mention, there's actually a hinge right here on the claw piece. But, anyways, time for size comparison. Here he is with the SH Monsteroids Pre-Evolved Godzilla, the Hasbro, the Lizard from Spider-Man. I know which one. I think this one from the comics and stuff. The Mattel's Slash and Attack Destroyers Rex, which I just realized it's basically the same color scheme. So basically they got this color from this D-Rex. The Bandai Movie Monster series Kiryu with heavy armor, and the Hammond Collection Giganotosaurus. So yeah, should you get this figure? Well, if you want to, stuff like the last dino, it's your decision on which Hammond Collection figure you want to go for. But I would say it's the best to go if you want to get them immediately, because once they're out, they immediately become their price rise up. Trust me, some of my Hammond Collection figures were not cheap. So yeah, if you want to get the figure, do as you please. Now, time for the next one. What we have here is the SH Figuarts Super Mario. So yeah, this is actually going to be my first review of a Super Mario figure. So, what I think about this figure, pretty good for it. Which I already own one already from a different part. But the paint job, everything is good on it. Supposedly, head could barely go all the way around. Arms, all the way around. Even, I think, a bit up and down. Joint could go up and down. Here could swivel. Joint cannot swivel here, but it could go up and down that way. It could surprisingly swivel here. Hinge joint here. And I think this thing's on it's on a ball joint. So yeah, that's it for posability. Let's get to the accessories. So Mario comes with actually a few things. The first thing he comes with is a mystery block. Just a plain old mystery box. That's good to stuff. The next thing is the mushroom. The one up. Oh, there's not one. It's just the mushroom where he goes bigger. That's basically all it. We also got the coin that you could grab in the game. And the next thing is a stand that has Mario's logo on it, which is pretty interesting. And he does come with a stand that you can place on it. And he comes with this, where it helps you connect him to the stand to make him do like a jump. But now, let's get the size comparison. Here he is with the Earth Rising or Earth Shaker Optimus Prime. The Rise of Primes, I think that was the one, of Grimlock. The Playmate Scylla. The Bandai Movie Monster Series Godzilla -1 Island version. That's what I'm going to call it because I don't remember the last part. And the Jack Pacific Bowser Jr. from the new Super Mario movie. So yeah, should you get this figure? If you want to, really, it's your decision on getting this one, especially since the price for it is not expensive. It's really cheap for this Mario figure. If you want to play like a Nintendo or a Super Smash Bros. lineup, I would say get Mario. And I feel like that's it. Now, wait. Balagon, what you... Mika, you actually forgot about one more accessory that he has. And what'd that be? Let me go get it. Okay. You actually forgot he came with alternate arms. Open hands. Oh yeah. You forgot about that. Yeah, thanks, Balagon. Of course, Mika. So yeah. Forgot about this. My bad. So yeah, you want to get this figure? Go ahead. Your decision. Next figure. What we have here is the Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus from Jurassic World Rebirth. So this figure is actually my very first Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus. I know they released other, but those ones are expensive. When I heard that they released this, I was happy to hear that that people could finally get another Dilophosaurus if they ever miss out the others. So yeah, posability. Oh wait, hold on, I forgot paint. Paint is fine, really is. Just the Rebirth design paint and stuff. So yeah, but posability. Hinge joint, mouth, hinge joint, and then both parts of the neck. If you can see the bottom one here. Hinge joint here, a hinge joint here. I don't know thigh movement here. You can move up and down like this. Hinge joint here, hinge joint, and hinge joint. Ball joint on the tail with a bendy wire. So yeah, posability on this figure is pretty good. Now let's get to accessories. Obviously the first thing you see is this piece here where the filler close. But you also get a open frill piece we can make it look like he's gonna get ready to spit acid. So yeah, that's basically all it he comes with. Which that doesn't affect the posability. But now, let's get the size comparison. Here he is with the Bandai Movie Monster series, Showa Mecha... Wait, not Showa, Heisei Mechagodzilla. Playmates Real Feel Godzilla. A bootleg Lego Mini Indoraptor. A Mystery Mini Airy. And the Hasbro X Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus. So yeah, sure you get this figure if you really want to, and stuff. If you don't own a Dilophosaurus, it's best to go for this one. It's at a cheaper price and stuff. And it has some good posability for a Dilophosaurus like this. So yeah, your decision to get this figure. Alright, next figure. What we have here is the SH Figuarts Bowser. The paint job and detail on this figure is amazing. It literally is accurate to the game. I love this figure because Bowser is my favorite villain from Nintendo. Seeing this figure like this, oh, I gotta get my excitement with Bowser. So yeah, posability. Ball joint here. There's no joints here. Ball joint here. A swivel here. Swivel here. Ball joint here. This one's also on a ball joint. And that's it. That's really all you could get for this Bowser figure. Which I wish it was more of like the tail and stuff, but so that's what we got. But let's get to accessories. We first got here is his stand that comes with his logo. Just like how Mario has his stand with his logo. And also this stand joint that could help connect Bowser to it. You also get open arm pieces, a wider mouth for like if you want to make him roar, and his fireball. Alright, time for size comparison. Here he is next to the Hiya Toys Evolution Godzilla, the Hasbro Abomination, the Playmates Hong Kong Mechagodzilla, the Super 7 Master Splinter, and the McFarlane Nezuko Kamado. So should you get this figure? If you really actually want to. This figure is a little pricey, but it'll be worth it to have a Bowser figure like this that come with good posability, a great paint job, great details, great accessories, and you just want to have something for maybe like your Super Smash Bros. Nintendo collection. So yeah, if you want to get this figure, go right ahead. Next figure. What we have here is the Pokemon Select Battle Noivern. This figure is pretty great. Great details, great paint job for it. And it would have some time for possibility. A hinge joint in the bottom part to make it look like it's opening its mouth, but not all the way, which sucks. That's fine. Hinge joint here, hinge joint here, a hinge joint here. This part is on the hinge to help flap, with this part being more of a soft rubbery part. Hinge joint here. It may be a little harsh, just try to be careful with it. And a hinge joint here, with also a ball joint here, hinge joint here, and a hinge joint on each of the claws, with a hinge joint here, and about a bendy wire, which is not that great for a figure like this. You can really get this figure into great possibility. Time for accessory time. So basically all Noivern counts with is just a stand. You may have to do like a little bit more detail if you're doing this like on a bed or something, to make him look like he's flying. That's basically all you get for Noivern. Now it's time for size comparison. Here's Noivern with the Super 7 Mothra from the Heisei era, the Bandai Movie Monster series Baragon. No, not Baragon, Bagan I meant. Here he is with the Pokemon Select Typhlosion. I think that's how you pronounce the name. If I get it wrong, I am very sorry. I just don't remember this Pokemon a lot. NESH Monsterized Godzilla 1954. So, should you get this figure? If you really want to. If you're a fan of Pokemon, and if you're like a fan of Noivern, you should get this figure immediately. Yeah, good posability, good details, good sculpture and everything. This figure would be perfect for your collection. But anyways, that's it for Noivern. Alright, time for the next figure. Here we have the Pokemon Select Mega Charizard Y. This is a figure I've been wanting to get since Mega Charizard Y is my favorite Mega, one of my favorite Megas to be exact. Sculpt and paint job is good, but it has a little extra paint right here, which I also done, but I know that's actually part of the Pokemon it was. I know it's like a mistake or whatever. But posability. Hinge joint in the mouth. Hinge joint here. Hinge joint here. No hinge joint here. Hinge joint here. Hinge joint here. Hinge joint. There's a hinge joint here. Swivel. Hinge joint. A swivel. And I think there's a hinge joint. No hinge joint and the thigh. Ball joint here. Hinge joint in this part with the letter side. Hinge joint here and a hinge joint. Tail is on the hinge joint and also a bendy white, but it's not that strong like how Noivern is. So yeah, good sculpt and good posability for the figure like this. Now time for accessories. So basically what all that Charizard gets is basically the same thing as Noivern, a stand, which obviously is hard. Yeah, that's why you can see my handling, because it's hard to keep this one up unless you have to do it like this to make it fly like this. So yeah, anyways, time for size comparison. Here he is with the SH Monsterized Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Biollante, the one that comes with a poster. Here he is with the Bandai Model Kit Metal Gurumon. If you wonder what's happened to Metal Gurumon, pretty damaged, so I'm gonna get a little placement soon, but either way. Here he is with the Hasbro Beast Wars Black Arachnia. And here he is with the NECA poster version Leatherhead. And here he is with the Hammond Collection Pyroraptor. So, should you get this figure? If you want to, like I said for Noivern, you want to collect this figure for if you're a favorite Pokemon or you want to do a Pokemon collection. Yeah, I would say go for this figure. Good possibility, good detail, and not that expensive for this Pokemon, really. Alright, next figure. Here we have, is the SH Figuart Ruckness. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's from, well, obviously Ultraman, but either from Ultraman Zero or I don't know which Ultraman it is, I forgot. No way, I don't know anything about Ultraman, really. I only got the figure because I actually like the figure. So yeah, details, great. It's pretty great for it. Now, possibilities. There's a hinge joint on the mouth here. It doesn't go right, but on the ball joint here. There's actually ball joints on these parts, which I feel like it's good, scary. I think it's like a ball joint here or a hinge joint. Ball joint here. Like a ball joint here. Swivel here. It goes up and down when you do move this piece. Hinge joint here. And either a ball joint or hinge joint here. There's a ball joint here and a ball joint here. Ball joint here. Like a hinge or ball joint. And a hinge ball joint, I think, on this one. And there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 ball joints for the tail. You could get this guy really good posabilities and stuff. And as for accessories, it comes with nothing. So let's just get to a size comparison. Here he is with the SH Monster Arts Gamera from the Heisei era. The Higher Toys Skullcrawler from Godzilla vs. Kong. The Hammond Collection Ankylosaurus. The SH Monster Arts Tiger X. The NECA 2012 Shredder. And the Bandai, like Hero, whatever it is, Izuku Midoriya. So, should you get this figure if you really want to? It's your decision to get more Ultraman Kaijus and stuff. I do love this figure and stuff. Yeah, if you want to, you could choose to get the figure. Alright, time for the next figure. We have here is the SH Monster Arts A Destroyer Final Form Battle Edition. I'm not saying the phone nigga is very long. So yeah, this figure is amazing since it is my only SH Monster Destroyer figure. Great details and stuff, great pose and great luster for posability. Hinge joint here, ball joint here, ball joint here, and there are some more joints in, but it's hard. Ball joint here. I think this part's like on a ball joint, or yeah, I think it's by a ball joint. Ball joint on these parts. Ball joint here. There's actually ball joints on these claws. Like a hinge or ball joint, like each part of the wings here. Ready these parts. A ball joint here. Ball joint here. Ball joint here. And a ball joint here. And as for the tail, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, ball joint, and a ball joint here, ball joint here. Scrap your ball joint. This looks like it may have one, but I don't think it does. And I'm not doing it because I'm afraid of breaking this thing. So this figure is not cheap. So yeah, posability, I mean, it's pretty good. Now time for accessories. So the first accessory it comes with is a standard that you can put this gravity beam on, where you can have him shoot a gravity beam at it. That's amazing for it. And you also have these electric parts to make him activate his electric gravity beams from his horn. So yeah, you get pretty good accessories for this guy. But anyway, let's get the side comparison. Here he is with the SH Monster Arts Heisei Godzilla from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, the Bandai Movie Monster Series Little Godzilla, the SH Monster Arts Space Godzilla, the Higher Toys Shimu, the the Hasbro Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the Bandai Movie Monster Series Destroyer, and the Super 7 Destroyer. So yeah, if you want to get this figure, it's really your choice since this figure is not cheap. He's way expensive for a figure like him. So it's your decision if you want to get this figure. Time for the next figure. What we have here is the SH Figuarts Mecha Gigatron. Not Megatron, Gigatron. This figure is pretty good for it. This figure has some good details and stuff. For posability, there's a hinge joint here like a ball joint, or no hinge joint. There's a hinge joint in the mouth, like a ball joint type thing on the tongue. Ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint here. There's a ball joint here, ball joint here, a hinge joint here, and there's some hinge joints on the fingers. And what happened? Yeah, I will explain. It's pretty hard to put these wings on for me. So, but yeah, give me a sec. Yeah, for the wings, there's a hinge joint here, and spread part to help spread the wings. There's a ball joint here, and hinge joint here, and a ball joint on the foot. Sorry for this person, it's a little hard. Ball joint here, there's like a few ball joints, like 6 or so on this tail here. You could get this figure in some pretty good poses. So yeah, time for the accessories. The first accessory we got is her gravity beam attack. She would have a stand, but it is broken. I accidentally broke it. I will show you how it's supposed to go, but you basically just put it in the mouth instead of if you want to do it without the stand and stuff. It also came with an alternate headpiece to make it look like the actual skin part of her is in there. With also this arm one as well. Which I'm not going to do that, I'm afraid of breaking this figure. We also have this piece here for the guns, to activate the missile guns that she has. And an alternate arm piece for Ultraman to activate his attack move. So yeah, let's go with size comparison. Here we have the Bandai Movie Monster Series Space Godzilla, the Super 7 Godzilla -1, the Figma Doom Slayer, the SH Figuart Shinobu Kocho, and the SH Figuart Ultraman from Ultraman Rising. So yeah, sure you get this figure if you really want to. This figure is not cheap. It had great posability, good accessories, and you really have to be gentle with wings and stuff, since most SH Monster Arts, SH Figuarts wing pieces are not that strong to handle with stuff. So yeah, you want to get it? Do it the best you can. Up to the next figure. What we have here is the Hammond Collection Scorpius Rex. This figure is actually good for a figure like this. Detail is actually good. Paint job is good. Let's get the posability. It has a hinge joint here on the mouth, a swivel here, and a ball joint here. Hinge joint here, a hinge joint here, and a hinge joint here. Nothing on the waist. Hinge joint here, hinge joint here, hinge joint here, and a hinge joint right up. But yeah, there is a hinge joint that can also count swivel for all these. Ball joint here, and a bendy wire. This figure could really go in some good posability and stuff. Now, time to get to the accessories. So there's only 2 accessories it comes with. It comes with this saliva piece if you want to put it on him, which is, I have to say, it's pretty hard for me to do and stuff. And the last thing is alternate arm pieces to help with a claw attack and stuff. But that was all the accessories for this figure. Now, let's get to side comparison. Here we have the Master of the Universe Battle Tiger from the movie. A bootleg mini Lego Spinosaurus. Here we have the McFarlane Muchiro Tokyo. Here we have the bootleg Bayverse Shockwave. The Kennard Tyrannosaurus Rex. I forgot which version this is supposed to be, but it is from Kennard. The Bandai minifigure Genya. And the Mattel's Blue the Velociraptor from Jurassic World Dominion. So should you get this figure if you really want to and stuff. As I said before, with the Hammond Collection dinosaurs, I'm saying that how these people are hating on these figures, which for me is not bad, really. It's not bad for me. I really like these figures and stuff. Yeah, if you ever want to get these figures, go right ahead. Now we're into the finale figure. What we have here is the Hammond Collection Indominus Rex. This figure here is pretty great. I get why people hate it because of the color and stuff, but it's still a good figure and stuff, which I realized from thanks to like some friends I have and stuff. This is kind of looks more of the Camp Cretaceous one. Since remember, the Camp Cretaceous one was actually more of a had some darker shade into it. This one looks like it. So yeah, possibility. There's a hinge joint both the part of the mouth. There's also a hinge joint on the tongue. Ball joint here. Ball joint here. A hinge joint here. Hinge joint here. A hinge joint here. Obviously no waist and stuff. Go this way, that way. Hinge joint here. A hinge joint here. Pretty tough. And a hinge joint here. And don't forget about ball joint here with a bendy wire. This figure's possibility is pretty good actually for a figure this size. So, but now, let's get to the accessories. We don't really call it the accessory, but it was part of the box when you get it. There's battle damage piece that shows a lot of details of the organ and stuff, and this tracker device it had in the movie. Yeah. And last thing, these claw pieces, I think these are like more clothes to help you like put a figure on it so you can like grab it. So yeah, that's all the accessories she comes with. Now, time for the size comparison. Here she is with the Bandai Movie Monster series Godzilla -1, the Hammond Collection Sinoceratops, the Mattel Indoraptor, the Playmates Godzilla X Team Ninja Turtle Mikey Ghidorah, the Hammond Collection Velociraptor Blue, and the Hammond Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex Rexy. So, should you get this figure? Well, it's your opinion if you want to get this figure and stuff. So, I like I said before, there's been a lot of people hating on this figure because of the color and the design of it. Which for me, I really do not care. Because I am just happy that we finally got a Indominus Rex figure that's posable and stuff. So, yeah, as I said, if you want to get this figure, go right ahead. Yeah, what's my opinion on all these figures? I love all of them so much. These were the best figures I ever bought. And where I got all these figures from? Easy. They're all from Amazon, which this is not sponsored by Amazon. It's not, so don't sue me or nothing. I'm just saying where I got them from. These figures are great. I give like almost all of them 10 out of 10. The only one that gets the lowest is there's whatever the dinosaur name was. It's like a 5 out of 10, and Jeff is a 7 out of 10. All the rest of the figures are either 8 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. Which are my opinion on these figures and stuff. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you guys want me to do any other type of like videos than just toy reviews and stuff, well, I will work on more stuff. And don't worry, the Godzilla Zuko and Friends for the Devil Destroyer will be happening soon. I just need more time and an actual date and stuff. I will work on the next trailer to give you the full official date. Just please be patient, really. Anyways, you all have a good day.